Go.
Okay, so here we are with the fourth game of the grand finals for the Return of the Kings 2 versus 2. We've got TheViper and DauT squaring off against TaToH and Nicov here, and this is game 4, but if you look at the scoreline at the top of the screen, you can see that Viper and DauT are one game away from victory. They are closing in to that victory, and TaToH and Nicov here are going to have to win this next game on Nomad if they want to tie it up and have a shot at the title. Viper and DauT, they just need to win this one, and it's all over for them. They're going to secure themselves the victory and the $2,000 first prize, which is certainly not too shabby at all for a weekend of AoE. But let's introduce the players here and see what's going on, because Nomad, the start is often very important. So Viper and DauT in the yellow and the red. Viper in the yellow here to the very south of the map, playing as the Berbers, and to the north of him, very close by actually, to the northeast even, we have DauT in the red playing as the Mongols.
And to their right, we have the opposing team. Nicov will be playing as the green Mongols, and on the other side of the map, TaToH playing as the blue Berbers. What's very interesting to me right off the bat is that because we're playing on Nomad, where players start with no town center and must choose a location to settle, they are already split in half. The Viper and DauT very close to each other, but Nicov and TaToH very far apart.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is one of those things on Nomad that can really mess you up. Not only just your starting TC location in relation to your teammates and the enemies, but also the resource placement on the map and what you actually have nearby. If you look at TaToH here, for example, on the left side, where is his boar? It's so far away. He doesn't have many deer nearby at all either, and he's really going to be relying on those early dock that he's got on that left-hand side. Quite amusingly, him and Viper have docked next to each other, so they're both going to be fishing for now in peace. They're going to be just yelling insults at each other off the edge of their fishing ships, wishing that they had some means to weaponize their fishing ships and turn them against one another. But sadly, they will not, and they will have to, for now, gather those fish in peace and harmony. But yeah, the big thing here is that DauT and Viper are very close together, and Nicov TaToH are split down the middle, making it very difficult to, if Nicov is doubled, for example, makes it very difficult for TaToH to come to his aid.
So, speaking of gathering peacefully, a couple things with Nomad strategy. For starters, any sheep that you can find, it's a great idea to use them to scout, because the resource distribution on this map can be all over the place, and you need to critically find some food to put down your town center. Great to see all these players putting down their town center very, very quickly, so they have almost no idle time. And also, they have enough resources to build a dock to try and take advantage of the fish. This is going to be a big pressure point on the left side of the map between the Viper and TaToH and their docks. We also see DauT, recognizing that he is the Mongols, so he goes for a boar lure right off the bat, with only like 4 villagers, and then garrisons them in his town center. That way he can take it down and take full advantage of 50% faster hunting.
Totally worth it, but not only that, he's actually grabbed 2 boar so far, and I believe one of them was actually DauT's. So he's actually denying boar from his opponent, whilst also securing himself a boar as well, which he can also eat extremely quickly as the Mongols. A bit of a boar tug of war going on over here, to say the least. Obviously, everybody's going to be building their docks and starting to fish. DauT quite late on his dock, actually, compared to everybody else. Nikov's going to have his finished in just a second. But yeah, for the time being, grabbing those boar is super important, and I wouldn't be surprised if Nicov tries to secure some of those deer as well, if possible. Of course, on this map, you don't have a scout either, so most players are playing in the dark with very limited scouting information. That's where communication really comes into play, and that's why we also included this map in the pool, because although it can give very difficult starting positions and stuff like that, the team play is very important, and Nicov and TaToH are going to figure out the locations of Viper and DauT eventually, by which point it's probably too late. And they're going to have to really work together hard if they want to get themselves a victory here.
That's also why we see both teams constantly flaring the map to communicate information. And one of the most important pieces of information is going to be, where are your boars? You need that for the strong early economy. And TaToH with a nice double boar lure here. Will he lose a villager? The answer is no. Gonna garrison at just the last second, and Yes, two very well executed boar lures for him. And they're going to need every little bit of help they can get because they are split up across the map. Nicov right now also looking for an opportunity to grab some more food. Where are those deer hunters going? Are they going to the deer that is currently being harvested by DauT?
Yeah, DauT, sorry. I mean, what's interesting here is actually Nicov can come in with his villagers and actually kill a deer and take it with 3, and then get home as well. And if he kills this deer here, he's gonna do it outside of the line of sight of DauT. But he's actually coming in. Oh wow!
Oh, the sharing is caring.
Taking the same deer, love it. And I wonder if they're gonna fight right now because Nicov doesn't have loom. Why is he fighting? Nicov, you don't have loom. Come on, sort it out. DauT's gonna win this fight.
Never in my life have I seen two pro players actually sharing a deer like best friends, but what the hell? DauT's not fighting this? DauT doesn't know that Nicov doesn't have loom. Oh, no, he sees coming.
No, surely. No, he turned around.
Whoa.
Surely Nikov's doing loom right here. What's going on? He's still not doing loom, actually.
Nope,
Nikov's
no fear.
just going to fight here. Oh, God, he's going to lose so much. He's lost 1 villager already. Now he's realized he's backing up. Was it worth it, Nicov? Was it worth it to start that fight? He really wants that deer. Look, he's going back to the deer.
And he's gonna get it. DauT's like, all right.
He's gonna mill it. Why is he milling it? Surely this. Oh, okay, there's 2 shorefish here. That's actually a really good mill. But even still, I mean, at least do loom. There we go. Finally.
Yeah. So this is a very well placed mill in a vacuum because shore fishing is one of the most efficient sources of food in the game. We're also the Mongols, so we really want to take advantage of 50% faster hunting, and there are deer here. However, this is ballsy to say the least, considering he didn't have loom, but he's going to get away with it. He's going to be able to get these deer, get these shorefish, and I just don't think that DauT wants to take this fight. So we'll call it maybe a minor victory for Nicov, but he did lose a villager, so
Yeah, DauT's coming out on top here anyway because he's also gathered the 3, 4, 5, the 6 deer above his TC. Nicov not taking any of that. So I guess actually, I mean, Nicov did get an extra boar, but he did lose out on all the deer. DauT did kill a villager, so I mean, I would say that DauT has come out slightly on top, but you know, I mean, it's not too bad for Nicov even still. He has got access to both of these shorefish. He's got the deer as well that's remaining at this mill, and who knows? You might even find a villager killer DauT here as well. On the left side, Viper actually starting up with some walls quite quickly, and I think he's just trying to make sure he secures some of his left flank there. And also, of course, if you can wall your enemy quite close to their TC, it gives you a very good idea of what's going on with them as well. If they start to push through your wall, or if they, come around the other side, you're going to be very clued up about what your opponent's doing if you forward wall like that. TaToH actually moving over to stone right now. 4 villagers on stone. He's sending a 5th. And I think once he hits feudal, we're going to see some towers, since him and the Viper are so close together. Viper just clicked up to feudal as well, but TaToH's quite quick in comparison, and that could also be good for him on the water if he manages to get out a fire galley on this left side. As we said earlier on, both players know they've docked next to each other. TaToH knows Viper's fishing here, and if he's much faster to feudal, which he is, he will be able to get a fire ship out and disrupt these fish.
So what do you do when you're separated from your teammates and then one team is adjacent to each other? That encourages both teams to play aggressively, and that's exactly what they're doing. DauT has already revealed his hand. He's going for the water. I think this will be important if he can, cripple Nikov's food economy. Everyone commits to fishing ships on Nomad, unless you can't find the water for some reason, as they're big boon to your early economy. So he's going to go for some fire galleys, I think. He's actually going to be long distance mining some stone, but now he's actually put down his mining camp. That's good to see. And then TaToH will probably be going for some sort of barracks plus archer range into a tower rush. Because again, they know that if the game drags on too long, that because they're separated, they are really, really vulnerable to getting focus fire down. And conversely, DauT and the Viper realize that if one of them is isolated, they can easily focus fire them down. So both teams want to play aggressive.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and we're seeing TaToH now with that watchtower coming up. I wonder if that is in range of the gold. I don't think it is. 2, 3, 4, 5,
no.
6. Yeah, it's out of range, absolutely. But it will allow him to leapfrog forward with that, and Viper here will feel the heat. But he is going to put a defensive tower up of his own, and since he's got more villagers building it, he will complete it first, and TaToH will have to give up on his tower. TaToH's fire galley, though, it is coming out, and that means that we're going to see some of Viper's fishing ships going down here as well. More fire galleys being queued up. Also, though, DauT adding in his own fire galleys. He's actually harassing the villas of Nicov that were fishing. They are going to get away without any casualties, but DauT moving over towards Nikov's docks, where he will be looking to find some fishing ships of his own. So it's all hotting up now. The action is starting to get going all over the map, with both Nicov and TaToH committing to watchtowers. And interestingly, Nicov is gathering no resources right now with his villagers apart from stone. His villagers are entirely committed. 100% all in on tower rushing, and this could work because DauT might just lose his tower here, and that could be devastating.
That's usually why we see players putting palisade walls at the base of their watchtower to try and protect them from that minimum range. Nicov put his watchtower, the first one, just barely out of range of that lumber camp, but still in range to zone off the villagers, and the element of surprise is very important with that tower rush. And once again, Nicov going to deny this tower, take it down. Nicov might have almost no economy to speak of, but DauT's in a lot of trouble. Meanwhile, on the water, we're seeing a bunch of fire galleys trade back and forth before, we reach the sort of mid-game where you can mass up enough galleys to kind of deal with this. But in the meantime, the fire galleys, so great early on. Now DauT has to retask his villagers super far away to go chop some wood, but this is Nomad. I feel like you have enough space to run that even though you are incentivized to do a tower rush like this, can it really be that lethal?
Oh, it can be, not lethal, but it can be devastating enough to the point where it's super hard to come back. I mean, DauT's eco is also just as disrupted now. And with more towers going up in DauT's wood line, where's he going to build farms, for example? He just opens himself up to so much raiding later on. DauT can't put farms around his TC. He can't gather wood safely. Every villager that is created is at risk from tower fire now. It's super hard to come back from this. I would say, though, DauT actually winning on the water now because Nicov wasn't able to keep making ships as he had no wood income. So that means that Nicov gonna lose his fishing ships. On the other side, though, TaToH did win the water. He is fishing safely, and it's Viper who's lost his fishing ships over there. Also, on the left side, TaToH with his towers denying the stone from Viper. Viper actually has no stone income right now. And look at Nikov's towers. They're actually killing Viper's villagers as he tries to build a market here. One villager going down. Two villagers. Is she going to go down as well? 1 HP. Are you kidding me right now? This villager will go down, though. And Viper and DauT losing a lot of villagers to these towers so far. Nicov, MVP of the match, as he just gets so many villager kills.
So, the tower rush doesn't have to be lethal to be excellent, and here, Nikov's tower rush paying dividends. They're incentivized to do this for a number of reasons. For starters, on regular Nomad, the fish is so valuable that you don't expect players to have an early barracks most of the time, which makes that tower rush so much harder to defend against with no military units at all, and Nicov really taking full advantage of this. The Mongols can also advance the field age faster to start plopping down those towers. I think this market's going to get denied at like 99%, which is absolutely awful. And Nicov just causing so much damage with these watchtowers. This is crazy.
Yeah, but it is costly. It is really costly. Nicov is so far behind in population. What is he doing? Nicov!
Whoa!
What are you doing? Running into Viper's TC. Gonna lose a villager straight away right there. And another one will go down as well. Another one. Nicov down to 28 population. He's done a lot of damage, yes, but he's also taken so much damage as well, losing villagers there, just committing economical suicide right here in order to do these towers, in order to do this. But okay, Nicov, this is the final match potentially if Viper and DauT win this, and Nikov's playing like everything's on the line, just all in, complete aggression. And I don't know, I like it. I enjoy this a lot.
Oh, this is a messy game. So, I like that quick wall from TaToH to protect him from the scouts, which DauT is making, which I also think is a good idea. Scouts resist the watchtower shots, they allow you to play even more aggressively and pick off even more villagers, and aggressive is the Escape Aoe official word of the day. But the Viper, gonna pull some villagers off, take out this watchtower. I can't believe that Nicov lost some villagers running into that town center, but that's the adrenaline. He wants blood, and he's going to keep putting down these towers. God, this is such a messy game.
Yeah, there comes a point, though, where towers just, you can't keep going. You have to transition away from them eventually, and so far, I mean, Nikov's started to seed some farms. He's still got so much stone income, though, and it looks like he's very committed to keep on building these towers. He hasn't got fletching at this stage, and neither has Viper, but having fletching is very valuable, as we can see by TaToH's towers on the left side. He's able to get a little bit of extra range thanks to that, a little bit of extra damage as well. Now, TaToH's added in some archers here, and it looks like DauT made some scouts.
Yep.
TaToH actually moving out with the archers, going to be denying or coming up to the wood line and trying to protect his villagers to deny the wood from DauT again, forcing him to rebuild his lumber again and cause all manner of troubles. But I think DauT is in the best position still. Although he did get very very disrupted, he actually does have the most fish, and right now he is fishing away on 10 fishing ships in the south of the map, which is pretty nice.
There's a lot of counter... Oh, yeah?
On the far left, Viper with the demolition raft. He's coming in. Is he? Oh! Oh, Viper. I wish he was paying more attention there, because that could have been a lovely collateral mega kill, monster kill, but no, it's just a 1-for-1 trade. Which is, yeah, oh well. He tried. Give him a gold star for effort.
Almost a monster kill. But alas, that was not the case. So, when you're being tower rushed like this, there are many different things that you can do for counterplay. But for starters, your own defensive towers, garrison a bunch of villagers inside it and take it down. You can pull off your villagers if the tower has nothing protecting at the base, or you can keep moving your economy because the towers are stationary. We've yet to add a civilization that can uproot towers and move them somewhere else, thank God. So, these players will be able to slowly build up an economy, mix in some military units as we're seeing, but these economies are so weak, so we're going to be here for a little bit while. I do kind of like the scouts from DauT as just a way to deal with those archers, but it's very costly on his food economy, so oof.
Nikov's score sinking like a rock to the bottom of the scoreboard right now. It's really worrying because he's left himself so exposed. He's losing his towers, the slow but steady pushback from the Viper, the slow pushback from DauT as he takes out the exposed towers, and wow, Nicov bringing in like all of these villagers to fight DauT's scouts and defend this tower. He wants this tower at all costs, and he's going to bring the repairs in right now as a barracks comes up. DauT coming forward with some skirms. I would also say though that TaToH's in a pretty good position this game. He's not far from the castle age even, and he's got a decent amount of army and a good amount of space on the map. I feel like Nicov might have just gone a little bit too all in. I mean, there's all in, and then there's, well, I guess this is all in, but, you know, you don't have to commit 100%. I feel like Nicov maybe might have overcommitted to the towers a little bit.
I mean, if there's ever an example of someone overcommitting, it might be this one, as the tunnel vision was so real that Nicov actually lost villagers running straight into the Viper's town center. He's very far behind population-wise. He's sitting at, like, a little bit below 40, whereas everyone else is, like, at the 55 to 60 range. I do believe, gonna verify that real fast. Yeah. TaToH is building a market, so he's got his eye on the castle age, and that could snowball this game out of control. Nicov is absurdly weak, but he maybe... I don't know, TaToH has some army in this base too, so if TaToH can do something about this, get to the castle age, and he is using that market. 600 food, 266 gold in the bank. If you guys are wondering why Nicov is so far behind, it's because there is such thing as too much of a good thing. Build so many watchtowers, like Zach was saying, very taxing on your economy. You have to put so many villagers in stone, and all the villagers that are building towers aren't gathering any resources.
Yeah, TaToH right now about to click up to the castle age, and he has just clicked up.
Nice.
In fact, that's pretty good for him. He's also going to fight DauT's skirms here on the right-hand side. DauT hasn't seemed to have reacted at all, so TaToH actually going to go ahead and pick off one of the skirms for free. He's going to get another one. He's going to get a third, another one. He's going to keep
another
going.
one.
And DauT going to have to retreat away, falling foul to Nikov's watchtower on the front as well. And yeah, that's pretty nice. He's actually going to come into the stone mine of DauT on this right side and do a lot of damage over here. These villagers are far from home, and they have got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. TaToH here will chase them down, I imagine. And yeah, probably do a bit of damage. DauT really disrupted there, and I think TaToH is going to be the first to hit the castle age by quite a long way. This could actually really shift the momentum into their favor very, very rapidly.
And they're going to need it. But the Viper in hot pursuit, not too far behind. He will be our next player that will click up to the castle age, and he's going to do that very, very shortly. DauT, on the other hand, has a lot of score, but he's blown almost all of his food and all of his wood on skirmishers and scout cavalry. So he's similarly all in on this feudal war like Nicov, but he's a much stronger player in this current match. So TaToH has to do something about this. TaToH did mop up a ton of DauT's villagers, a bunch of DauT's army. Nicov making a couple spearmen. He has a ton of watchtowers. I think they'll be able to hold the line long enough for TaToH to get to the castle age, and lo and behold, he's at like 90% almost.
Yeah, he's nearly there. DauT, he is just down to 59 pop now. I said just 59. He's got a ton of fish, which is really keeping him going in this game, allowing him to keep making skirms and scouts. But he did lose all those villas, like you quite rightly said, on the right-hand side. TaToH, he is now castle, 60 population for him, and he is ready and raring to go with that crossbow upgrade. It's coming straight in, and I imagine he's going to do, well, I was looking for bodkin arrow, but chain barding armor, whatever floats your boat. I guess that explains these two stables in the front of the map, or the middle of the map actually, as TaToH takes advantage of his cheaper knights and starts making those Berber knights in here.
So, I think this is brilliant. Why is that? We know that every player in this game is in the feudal age for at least a little while longer. Sure, the Viper will be able to get to the Castle Age in the not-too-distant future. He's about 50% right now. That's still a long time in Age of Empires 2. And Knights are so difficult to deal with when you're in the Feudal Age. Spearmen do not trade efficiently. You need to make so many of them, and then it slows down your advancement timing. You have to build all these barracks. It's really awkward. So Knights are great here, especially for the Berbers when they're discounted. He has +2 defense, which is even better because of all the watchtowers.
DauT is going to lose so many villagers up here. He's got the watchtowers, sure, but these villagers... I mean, look how far away from the TC they are. The TC is their sanctuary, it's their safety, it's their safe space. It's not even safe because it's surrounded by towers from Nicov, but nowhere is safe for DauT right now. All of his villagers are idle. The only thing DauT has got right now are his fishing ships. That is it. He's got 1 villager chopping wood and like 4 villagers going to attack Nikov's tower at the bottom. Nomad gives us some of the messiest, craziest games ever, and this is going to be one of those games, as DauT here is about to lose this tower on the right side, and all of the villagers which are being, you know, scared at the top of that tower, firing their arrows out and doing basically no damage to the knights at the base. So well played by TaToH, but Viper has entered the game. Player 3 has entered the match, and he is ready with his monasteries, and he is going to get the monks out to convert. But is it too late? Is Viper too late to come to DauT's aid here? I really question that.
What a great, messy game of Age of Empires, but it's not a total stomp. I really feel like TaToH and Nicov were totally on the same wavelength here. They wanted Nicov to go so aggressive, completely all in, just so that TaToH could get to that Castle Age, make some knights, and Nicov would slow both of the opposing Castle Age times down enough so that these knights would be crazy. All these villagers isolated. Well, now DauT's going to be as weak as Nicov, if not weaker, losing all those villagers. So it's going to take the Vipers, Monks, and Mangonels, but that's really slow compared to the Knights. He still doesn't have them out yet.
DauT moving in with 5 spearmen. He's got no upgrades on them, and TaToH has got a hole in the back of DauT's wall, so he can move in with his crossbows and clear those spearmen up so easily. DauT running away with his villagers from the southern tower, but they're getting cut down by the crossbows. DauT losing everything right now. This tower on the left side, there's 5 villagers in there as well, but they're also going to get cut down. Is it possible that DauT might lose every single one of his villagers and literally just have fishing ships left? It could very well be the case, as DauT is about to lose another 5 vills now as they pop out from that tower on that left-hand side. Unbelievable. Well played by TaToH, and it's going to be difficult, I think, for Viper as well, because he's got to contest with the towers from Nicov, which are basically all over the map right here. If Viper wants to push out, those towers will deal big damage to the monks, and they're also going to delay the siege from getting out as well. So, but basically DauT corralled himself here in this center of the map, and TaToH just came in, cleaned up absolutely everything, and DauT still at 40 population, amazingly, but TaToH at 84 right now. Amazing.
Oh, but Zach, that 40 population isn't what it seems. Just like you mentioned, he is at a whopping, what, like 14-ish villagers? He has less than 20. And he has more fishing ships than villagers. Something I almost never see, ever. His economy in absolute shambles. But thankfully, DauT has the water. That's the only thing keeping him in the game, because otherwise, he just can't get to the Castle Age. It's going to be up to the Viper here to take on TaToH. Can he do it? Because the Viper is a little bit behind. We'll have to see. Nicov, though, booming back. He's got a bunch of farms, so he's about to enter the game too. So the Viper has this limited window where he has to defeat TaToH.
Yeah, Nikov's up to the Castle Age here, and that's huge, because once he gets Castle, they're going to have a much easier time dealing with the Viper. But as I say that, he's going to reach the Castle Age as Viper reaches Imperial. Viper's just let DauT wither and die on the vine right here.
Wait, what?
But he's on the way up to Imp. because that's a
No.
1 TC fast Imperial from the Viper.
No way.
With a bit of fishing ship support, he's ready to go. And with the Imperial Age, I mean, come on, what's he gonna do? Block printing, get the Cavalier upgrade maybe? It could be a real, once again, back and forth game with Viper turning it right back around.
What the hell is this game? We see so many calculated risks here and differences in playstyle. The Viper going straight to the Imperial Age, so TaToH was the fastest to the Castle Age, and now the Viper fastest to Imp. Can he do something with this? That is the question. He's the Berbers, so I'm going to expect to see some Knights with a Cavalier upgrade, which is just cheap enough for an economy that small to support. And then maybe the Cavaliers will be strong enough versus those Knights to swing it back. I swear to God, if they win this game because of that Imperial Age, that'd be crazy.
Was it DauT's sling? Some people in the chat saying DauT was slinging. Maybe Nupford can confirm that. Oh, first of all, TaToH coming out with the light cavalry. What a great read. What a great read. He'll catch all of those monks, and he will be able to clean up the light cavalry that did get converted as well. Uh-oh, Viper losing so much right there, right before he hits the Imperial Age. That's kind of devastating. He probably really needed those monks here. Did DauT actually sling the Viper?
It looks like it, yeah.
Market.
No,
Yeah,
he just sent some money.
Yeah, but only like
okay.
300 wood, 300 food, so no big
Yeah, really not much, yeah.
Okay. When I checked before, DauT didn't have a market. It seems he did have a market when I checked just now, so...
Top right.
Seems he sent some, yeah. But even still, it's not a huge sling, and Viper now hitting Imp. But this is one of those situations where you can fight someone in the Imperial Age from the Castle Age. This is one of those situations where TaToH is so far ahead economically that staying Castle might even be the better option right now. Hamel's coming in from him, +2 defense, versus the Knights with +2 defense. It's going to be a pretty good fight here. I think TaToH will probably even come out on top because DauT's TC, although you think, oh, he's fighting under a TC, he's not doing... Oh no, he is doing a bit more damage. I thought he actually only had like 3 or 4 villas in there. Turns out it's actually a lot more, and he was able to repel that quite easily. But look at this. Castle from Nicov on the right-hand side, securing him that gold, and making it more difficult for Viper to raid with those Knights and do big damage. Viper here, what's his game plan? Is he just going to keep going Knights? He's doing the Cavalier upgrade right now, and +4 defense, so it looks like that will be the case.
Well, he won that battle, which is good, fighting underneath that town center. He has the upgrade advantage, which he's going to try and take full advantage of that. But critically, Nicov in the Castle Age 2, dropping a castle on DauT. Poor DauT this game, my heart goes out to him. Now the Viper needs an answer to this. He is doing some raiding with light cavalry, but he doesn't have a castle of his own, I think, to make trebuchets, so DauT's going to have to make some sacrifices here. DauT throwing some resources to the Viper, and really it's up to him to take this on. We're going to find out the answer to the question. What's better, a really small Imperial Age economy or a large Castle Age one?
Well, I mean, the 4 monks from TaToH have something to say about that as well. There's some nice conversions in here, really turning that tide of the battle. There's crossbow at the back from TaToH as well, able to take down one of those Cavalier. This is still going to be a decent fight for Viper here, though, as he will be able to reinforce quite quickly. But I think TaToH is going to have more production of camels than Viper. And although, yes, DauT is sending resources to the Viper here, he is helping. Even still, it's going to be tough, and people in the chat, I don't know what's going on. People saying, well? I don't get it. What have I done now?
Twitch chat just be trolling. And meanwhile, TaToH trying his best to hold the line. He is making all the right units for this situation and controlling them very well. Monks, great response. Camels, great response. But the technology lead here, the Viper taking all these ugly fights and yet still coming out on top with brute force. He's got the upgrades. Nicov walking some pikemen across the map to try and assist, but yeah, the Viper's losing a lot of units here. This is so messy. It would be a lot easier if he actually could make trebuchets instead of cap rams, but he can't, and DauT is... Well, DauT's gonna lose his town center. This is awful.
Yeah. I just want to say that I'm not actually talking any louder at the start of the sentence. I have no idea why it's loud for the first word. I'm guessing it's like, you know...
I think it's TeamSpeak or something.
I'm guessing it's adaptive noise amplification or something like that. Like, I don't know. But it's definitely not me being super loud. I am not talking that loudly. But yeah, so anyway, TaToH here obviously having to defend from the Cavalier now. We've got some pikemen from Nicov coming over to support as well. And yeah, I mean, there's Cavalier coming in, but TaToH with the camels should be able to defend. There is a castle coming up in the back also. At the same time, DauT lost his TC. So, oh gosh, what's he going to do? DauT, it's basically 1v2 right now as DauT tries to rebuild his TC towards the north, but it's going to be so tough.
DauT reduced literally to a pile of fishing ships and a market. And we have to put all our faith in the Viper, who is being slung resources, but alas, his score is still lower than TaToH, not able to apply the killing blow, and this is just because he's in 2v1 situation. He's outnumbered, and Nicov critically has managed to build his way back into the game after losing everything. This man was as all-in as humanly possible, and yet he has adapted to the situation. The Viper's going to have so much trouble getting through this wall of pikemen. He needs to make something besides Cavaliers, but he really doesn't have the economy for it. He's still, I think, on one town center.
Exactly, and that's the problem for Viper right now. DauT can only sling him food. He can't sling him wood, he can't sling him gold, he's only slinging food. And for that reason, Viper really feels like he has to go into this sort of cavalry-only army because that's what's costing him food. He can't really go and switch into making, like, you know, the camel archers or something. So he's kind of shoehorned into doing this, and as a result, it's so easy to counter. He comes in with a nice ram rush on the castle, but his whole army of Cavalier are going to get cleaned up by those camels and pikemen, and it looks like TaToH and Nicov are going to get themselves the win here, as Viper just cannot clean this up.
What? Okay, this is easily one of the messiest games ZeroEmpires have ever seen. So many momentum shifts, and yet the Viper can't do it. He can't do it because he can't transition into different units, and Nicov making all the right units for the situation. He's got the Mangudai for the cap rams, he has the pikemen to repel those cavalry units. They're outnumbered. TaToH applying so much pressure. DauT trying everything he can. He's slinging a remarkable amount for a man with absolutely no economy and has had almost no town centers at all. But now, TaToH dropping a castle. He has such a well-balanced army. The Viper in huge trouble, and I really can't imagine what he can do, and he's going to call GG.
Surely it's going to be GG. I said surely so quietly then, and I bet people are still going to start spamming surely in the chat because of just
Clearly.
how loud it must have been.
Clearly it'll be
Clearly,
GG.
surely, exactly. It's ridiculous. I know that my mic is doing this. I don't even know if it's my mic.
It might be TeamSpeak trying to adjust the volume.
I'm pretty sure it's TeamSpeak. Let me see if I can maybe use push to talk, and that might actually help to fix things.
Me, it was
clearly
totally fine.
Well, GG well played regardless, though. That game was crazy.
That was a very good game, and I can't believe it. TaToH and Nicov actually drawing it back now, so that's incredible stuff from them. It's the grand final, and it's 2-2, with it being tied up and going into the final game. It's as close as it could get. It's down to the wire. Who is going to take it? And what I want to know right now, guys, is I'm using push to talk right now. I'm going to stop talking, and then I'm going to use my push to talk, and I want you to tell me if the first word I say is super loud or not. And is it really loud for you, Rez and Nilput as well, or is it just... Okay, it is. All right, let's try this with the push to talk. So I'm going to...
I think Nilput's is loud, too.
I'm going to give it a go.
It's okay.
Okay, is it all right? Was that really loud?
I think that was fine.
Oh, okay, so push to talk should fix it. Obviously, when I'm streaming... I'm not using TeamSpeak to hear myself, so like it doesn't make a difference. It should be fine though.
According to Twitch chat, we're all loud.
It's all okay.
No!
Thanks guys for letting me know it's okay. Thank you. I planned that one. By saying okay, everyone in the chat has validated to me that it is indeed okay.
Chat spam what face?
Thanks guys, you just got played. Alright. Next game, then. We're going to have the final game of the grand finals. Get hyped.
Oh, I can't believe it went to 5 games. That is awesome. I'm going to grab some coffee for the last game because I can imagine that it's going to be really, really crazy if this one was this messy. So, GG well played. 1 game to go. Gotta hold on for a little longer.
Yeah,
Loud keyboard is not mine.
Yeah, and the last game, it's the last map, sorry, it's going to be Team Islands here, and it's going to be free pick on the civs as well, so this is going to be exciting. since we're going to have free pick. There's not going to be any, like, I guess, huge advantages from having...
Am I actually too loud? Maybe you should just go back to non-push to talk and we can all be super loud. Maybe we should just all be...
I think we're good.
I can't tell if chat's trolling or not, but they always
They're
are.
probably trolling. They're probably trolling.
Okay.
If it was so bad, I think we would be struggling to hit the 3K viewer mark. I think everyone would have left if it was so bad.
Also, someone probably would have said something beforehand. But anyway, we'll be right back. 60 seconds. Or at least I will be. If you want, you can actually run through the... Oh, there is no draft. Just kidding.
There is no draft for this one.
I'll be back in like 36 seconds.
All right, well, thank you everyone for tuning in. While Rez is, on his way back, I want to say thanks for tuning in. Make sure you follow the stream. Do follow us because we will be streaming here more often in the future. Obviously, we've been hosting various events so far, including the... where did we start even? The Battle for Angkor, the Escape Gaming Masters 1, the Escape Gaming Masters 2. We're now doing the Return of the Kings. We're also going to be doing, in March, the Elimination Draft, which is going to be an awesome tournament. I'm looking forward to that. That's coming on the 17th of March right here. We're also going to be hosting weekly Wednesday night events every single Wednesday night here as well, so follow for that. And if you want to subscribe and support the channel, support the stream, get access to our really cool emotes, and help us to unlock some more by reaching 500 subscribers, which we're not far away from, then do subscribe as well. And by supporting the stream, you will be able to ensure that we can keep bringing you some fantastic AoE and continue to smash those viewer records for AoE as well. It's great. AoE has never been in such a great place. So cool. So I also want to bring up a couple of other things as well. Our Patreon supporters, thank you very much to you guys. And we will show the video again towards the end. In fact, maybe we can show it now. I'm going to send the video to Nilpford. Nilpford's also asking me to promote the Clash of the Hippo 3, which is happening next weekend. Maybe he can talk about that now while I send him the video.
And I am also back.